Alright, we back with another video from the react to the top 15 most dangerous animals in the world, bro. Now, I have a feeling that the hippopotamus is gonna be at one, bro. Like, it gotta be, bro. That shit done killed at least 1,000 people, bro. But let's get into it.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. There's an animal lover in all of us. Whether we're dog or cat people, it can be tough not to squeeze our cute furry friends.
Bro, but how is, my bad, but how is jellyfish really dangerous? Because when you're at the beach and you're in the sand, you get stung by a jellyfish, bro. And it doesn't, like, it hurts, it makes you scratch, but it's not, like, really crazy to where, like, you could lose your life.
There are a lot of animals that we can't get up close and personal with.
Bro, what
These
is
are
that?
animals that want nothing more than to sting us, suck our blood, or make us into their next meal. So, join me for today's video. We're going to count down the 15 most dangerous animals in the world. Number 15, Australian box jelly. One of the most venomous animals on the planet, the Australian box jellyfish, or sea wasp, packs one deadly sting. This species of box jelly are found in the warm and coastal waters of Australia and New Guinea, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Vietnam. And it's been the cause of 64 recorded deaths from 1884 to 2021. These jellyfish—
Wait, they have different species of jellyfish, bro? I thought it was just one. Where do they get all these? Like, how is it different jellyfish when they all just do the same thing, bro? And how is different jellyfish even created? That doesn't make no sense.
Tentacles can reach up to 10 feet long and are covered with millions of tiny syndecytes, which on contact release microscopic darts delivering the deadly venom. A sting from one of these will result in excruciating pain, and if left untreated, a victim has about 2 to 5 minutes left on this planet. And each of these jellyfish holds enough venom within to kill 60 adult humans. The jellyfish are the largest of their kind, and the bell of adults can grow to be the size of a basket.
Why are those fish literally right there not dying, bro? And so I have a question, actually. So a jellyfish has the power to not or to sting you? Like a jellyfish, like you could get touched by a jellyfish and it doesn't sting you, but if he wants to sting you, then he can? Is that how it works?
And from each of their 4 corners of the bell trails a cluster of 15
or is
tentacles.
It just like, boom,
the Australian box jelly is a beautiful pale blue with faint markings, which from the right angles can look like an ominous human skull. A warning for those about to get too curious and too close. And to make matters worse, the Australian box jelly is transparent, making it pretty tough to spot in water.
Hey, that thing looks mad
significant
cool,
danger to swimmers in the wrong place at the wrong time. While on the hunt, the Australian box jelly will spread its tentacles out to about 20 feet in diameter. So if you do manage to spot the bell, it may be already too late. Number 14, Komodo dragon. We've all heard of Komodo dragons.
I remember, hey, y'all remember that Boris book, bro? That Boris book about the Komodo dragons, bro? That book was tough, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I know about the Komodo dragon. But I'm pretty sure, I didn't know that they kill. I thought they was just cool animals. Like, I didn't think that they'd be killing people, bro.
Big, fast, and deadly monitor lizards that can grow to 10 feet long, weigh 200 pounds, and run at top speeds of 12 miles an hour. These big beasts are as close to a real-life Godzilla as we're gonna get right now. And while many will tell you that the Komodo dragon is poisonous, there's still a bit more to that fact. Yes, the Komodo dragon has 2 venom glands in its mouth that will gladly cause anything from swelling to lowering blood pressure to shock and paralysis.
Komodo dragons are poisonous?
It's not something you want to mess with, but searing pain and paralysis aside, the Komodo dragons found a way to add insult to injury because their mouths are just vile. Their saliva is full of E. coli bacteria, which is typically found in feces, and providentia, which can cause urinary tract infections in humans.
Wait, wasn't E. coli just recently in McDonald's, bro? This is what I'm saying, bro. So that means that basically y'all are eating poison food, bro. Caused by Komodo dragons, bro. Stop eating McDonald's. It's not good for you, bro.
It goes on forever, and one Komodo dragon can have up to 60 different strains of sickening bacteria in its mouth at any given time. So while their bite or tail whip can kill something small, their infectious and venomous bites will easily put something as big as a water buffalo down in minutes. Scientists have literally zero ideas how these lizards can survive with a sewage system in their mouths. We all have to do our best with the hand we are dealt in life, but Komodo dragons were dealt a royal flush.
Nigga got the Ninja Turtles living in his stomach, bro. What the hell? A sewage system.
Number 13, stonefish. When it comes to dangerous animals, there are some pretty obvious choices. many of which we can expect to pop up on this list. But there are plenty of lesser-known animals out there lying in wait and ready to strike without warning. One of these beasts is the stonefish. You can find the stonefish in the warmer coastal waters all across Australia, Indonesia, and India, and even hanging about in the Caribbean and the Florida Keys. But unlike many other formidable ocean predators, the stonefish lives up to its name as it camouflages into the reefs and stones under the sea. And stepping on one of these things can be fatal because they are the most venomous fish in the world. The stonefish has 13 spines running along its back, each of which holds these deadly venomous glands. One false move and these spines easily pierce your skin, releasing their venom into your body. It's said that the pain is absolutely unbearable, and if you don't find immediate medical attention, it takes about an hour to kill it.
Now, who got stung by this, bro? What are you doing, bro? Like, this is why we should not be underwater, bro. Because you can easily find something like this and lose your life in an instant, bro. Who got stung by this, bro? You have to have, like, one of the top 3 worst, you feel what I'm saying, unalives of all time, bro. You died to a fish, dude. Come on, bro. That's just embarrassing.
Because they're so hard to find, they can become the bane of divers and snorkelers simply looking to enjoy their area's coral. Luckily, stonefish anti-venom does exist, and while they may sting plenty of people each year, most cases tend to have a happy ending. And despite being the most poisonous fish in the world, these deadly denizens of the oceans are also a delicacy in some countries. When properly cooked up, the venom loses its fatal proteins, and when eaten raw, the spines are removed. Order up. Number 2.
Man, if I catch somebody eating this, bro, or somebody trying to serve this to me, bro, they might get slapped. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Do not feed me nothing that looks like this, bro. I know y'all seen when the eye was poking out of the water, bro. That looks mad disgusting. Like, it's probably some rich people eating this, bro. Rich people be eating just the most trashy stuff, and then they barely get any type of food when they be paying all of this extra money for it, bro. Come on, bro. Don't eat this, bro. This is not...
12.
Come on, this is not a 5-star meal.
Weighing over 15,000 pounds, the elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. And while they only attack when provoked, they're also one of the world's most dangerous. There are just 3 species of elephant roaming the Earth today, but it's the Asian elephant that kills the most humans. So what makes the species stand out? Well, the answer is quite simple: proximity to humans. The African elephants live in larger ranges and vast protected areas, so they don't see too many of us very often out in the wild. And even then, the local communities are aware that it's their best interest to steer clear of these tusked creatures. But the Asian elephants actually share habitats with people. It's the older bulls, younger, hot-headed males, and mothers you need to worry about, which really sounds like all of the elephants. The animals will charge just about anything in their path, with Asian elephants hitting a top speed of about 15 miles an hour, and their African cousins going about 20 miles an hour. So unless you're an Olympic
Bro, how are elephants bad, though? Because elephant was just now in Mr. Beast's video, bro. Am I tripping?
This is a race that no human's gonna win. And despite those large, long, sharp tusks, all an elephant needs to do is step on you, and it's game over. Around 500 human deaths caused by African elephants alone are recorded each year due to trampling and crushing. But these elephants grow more and more aggressive every year as more and more poachers encroach on their territory, and their biggest threat to survival is us humans. Number 11. Lions. You can't talk about the world's most dangerous animals without bringing up the king of the jungle, or perhaps in the savannah. The lion isn't just the apex predator of the African world. It's one of the most formidable predators in the world, looking down at most other animals on the food chain. Part of what makes lions so fearsome.
Ew, bro, I feel bad, bro. Like, sometimes you just gotta feel bad for the animals that just lose their lives, bro. Like, dang, bro.
So amazing is the pack mentality, with the pride coming together to take down much larger animals. There's not much these big cats are afraid of, and while humans aren't their natural prey, an estimated 200 people a year are killed by them. Lions tend to be opportunistic hunters, and if a human ventures into their den, these big cats will almost certainly pounce. But these attacks are sadly becoming more and more common as time goes on, because their natural habitats are being depleted by human action, meaning natural prey is being depleted as well. So as we continue to move into their territories, these lions are gonna move against us. What makes these creatures so astounding is that despite being an apex predator, they're incredibly lazy. Unlike a wolf, the lion pride isn't gonna stalk its prey for miles and miles before finally sinking its teeth into them. Instead, they stay hidden in the brush.
I wouldn't say that they're lazy. I don't think that no lion is lazy, bro. Because they always have something to eat. And they're always hunting, bro. That's the opposite, bro. They're not lazy, bro. There's nothing you can do to make me believe
Their
that.
meal come to them. They will take some small, stealthy steps forward to get into perfect pouncing range, and one false move can ruin the entire hunt. But this means that it can be hours or days before potential prey shows its face. Their tactics will change depending on the game. Lions use a cooperative strategy for big animals, while attacking zebra, Cape buffalo, or wildebeest, they first encircle or cover the herd from all sides. After they get closer, they charge upon the group, mostly focusing on the weaker, older, and youngest ones. But when attacking small animals, the lions hide in the grass, maintaining a low profile. With slower animals, that's when the chase begins, usually ending before it ever really starts. Number 10. Tsetse fly. Also,
What? Man, get the... Bro, I'm not taking no fly serious, bro. If you don't get... Man, if you don't get so small, bro...
known as the tick-tick fly. Tsetse flies are about any of 2 to 3 dozen species of blood-sucking flies in the housefly family that occur only in Africa and transmit sleeping sickness in humans and a similar disease called nagana in domesticated animals. These little guys are bad news, and one of the most dangerous animals in the world.
Man,
despite
that
their
little dude
small
does not
stature.
scare me, bro.
Tsetse flies are distinguished in part by a forward-projecting piercing proboscis on the head that's capable of puncturing skin, and they readily feed on the blood of humans, domestic animals, and wild game. Tryptosomiasis, a disease endemic to 36 sub-Saharan African countries, is caused by parasite transmission by infected tsetse flies. For those who don't receive immediate treatment, the disease is fatal, which becomes a problem in lower-income countries with limited access to modern healthcare. Annual cases numbered well above tens of thousands until 2009, and luckily sustained controlled efforts over the last few decades that have reduced the number of global cases, with just 977 recorded ones in 2018. But for something without teeth or
Bro,
claws...
if that thing come near me, bro, I'm hitting one of these. Like, bro. Come on, bro. That shit is not... Like, all it takes is a fan to literally just get the little nigga off of you, bro. Why would this thing be dangerous? Like, unless you're sleeping. Besides that, like, I'm not taking that serious, bro.
These tsetse flies biting you without you even knowing it is an incredibly scary one. Sleeping sickness occurs in 2 stages. In the first stage, infected people typically experience fever, headache, muscle and joint pain, and inflammation of the lymph nodes. The second stage, which develops from anywhere from several weeks to 2 years, is marked by the involvement of brain and spinal cord issues, accompanied by personality changes, sleep disturbances, and profound lethargy, before leading to death. Number 9. King Cobra. It's good to be the
Those
king.
are venomous.
The award for the world's longest venomous snake belongs to the king cobra, which has an average length of around 13 feet, with the longest recorded length being just over 19 feet long. Holy cow. That may as well be a 19-foot fire hose full of poison. This particular specimen was found in 1937 on the Malay Peninsula of Negeri Sembilan State before being captured and held at the London Zoo. Sadly, though, this king cobra was killed during the Second World War for safety purposes, whatever that means. But despite being so long, they
What do you
only
mean,
weighed...
whatever that means, bro? They had to not take him off the little map, you feel what I'm saying? Because he's too powerful, bro. This dude said a hose full of venom, bro. Why would you want to keep that around anyways?
20 pounds. And while they will lie in wait for their prey, they're incredibly tough to miss. The only thing is, by the time you see them, it's usually too late because they tend to rise when threatened or to see above grassland bushes they call home. But they can also chase their prey in this position, forming their signature hood by flattening its ribs. It guards the nest it builds very fiercely as well, hissing to let any would-be intruders know whose house they're approaching, making it one protective yet deadly mother. But their bite is a lot worse than their bark. Calling the king cobra's venom deadly is an understatement, as there's enough venom in a single bite to kill about 20 adult humans. And inhabiting the rainforests, swamps, and woodlands of Southeast Asia, these kings have the longest lifespan in the snake world. But like so many others of their kind, the International Union for Conservation of Nature has categorized the king cobra as vulnerable. These snakes are exploited for food, skin, and even medicinal purposes. And habitat loss is also a cause for concern, which is why they're preserved in Vietnam. Amazingly though, how something so deadly can be so beautiful.
Hey, you better watch your hand,
Number
your
8.
finger, bro. It's way
Blue-ringed
too
octopus.
close for comfort.
Octopi are brilliant, gorgeous, and sometimes tasty creatures, but some species will kill you dead without a second thought. Small and mighty, the blue-ringed octopus is only the size
I'm
of
not
a
trusting
golf
that
ball.
thing, bro.
But don't let that lull you into thinking this octopus is anything less than dangerous. It holds enough venom to actually kill 26 full-grown adults. And if you think there's an antidote, think again. If one of these bites you, it takes just mere minutes before paralysis sets in and you're unable to breathe. Your best bet to survive one of these bites is to be close to someone who knows CPR, as the venom will eventually be neutralized from your body as long as someone keeps up CPR the entire time. And that could be a while, but even then, the chances are you're going to be stung in the ocean.
That thing look creepy, bro. Look how his, like, tentacles is blending into his skin, bro.
And the last thing you want to do is
Man,
lose
this dude
control of
crazy,
your
whoever
body and
got
breathing
this
in
on
the
their hand,
water.
bruh.
These nasty creatures are found mainly in tidal pools and on reefs in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, from Australia to Japan, mostly hovering around South Australia and northwestern Australia. And if you ever see one, run. Number 7. Black Mamba. Many famous
Kobe
people
Bryant.
have taken on the code name Black Mamba. One of the greatest NBA players of all time, Kobe Bryant, and of course, the bride of Kill
And rest in peace to Kobe, man.
Bill should immediately come to mind. When you hear about this next large snake, you'll understand just how both people managed to live up to that name. The black mamba is one of the world's longest snakes, and there are some known to be more than 14 feet long out in the wild. Generally, they're only about 8 to 10 feet in length, but unlike some of their serpentine cousins who can reach massive girths and unfathomable weights, the black mamba is just 3 pounds. It's their slender little bodies that make their movements so incredibly swift, slinking and sliding around at a top speed of almost 8 miles an hour. And the worst part about these tiny killers is that they hunt on both the ground and up from the trees. They're also incredibly aggressive, attacking anything and everything that gets too close, whether they're going to eat it or not. In fact, the black mamba's venom will kill an adult human in just about 20 minutes. It's that bad. But contrary to their
But they had animals on here that could kill in like 2 to 5 minutes, bro. So why is he higher on the list than like that octopus, bro? It literally said as soon as they bite you, bro, you get paralysis and you're gonna need CPR to even survive, bro. I'm taking that octopus over this snake, bro. Even though the octopus is over the water, like under the water, bro. That's way more dangerous than this. Even though this is on land, like that octopus, bro. That thing
black
might do
mambas
something
are a
crazy,
gray
bro.
or brownish color. It's actually their
I
mouths,
got
which are
20
black
extra
on the
minutes to
inside
live
and
compared
always
to the
open when
octopus. I'm
threatened,
taking that,
have
bro.
earned them their notorious name. These venomous snakes live in the savannas of Central and Eastern Africa and are thankfully given the conservation status of least concern. It's anyone who crosses their path, though, that should be concerned. Number 6. Dogs. Can you believe
Man, I'm not scared of no dogs, bro. Them things is not worse than no black mamba or no octopus, bro. Come on, dude.
that old
Or no lion, like, bro, a lion over a dog, bro. Are you serious? What
Fido
is
made
this
it to the list of the world's most dangerous animals? It may sound a little too wild to be true, but dogs are actually dangerous for a number of reasons. The Center of Disease Control has found that each year there are an estimated 5 million dog bites in the United States. Such a serious statistic.
Bro, but a dog bite compared to a lion bite, bro. You should have. Why is a dog higher on the list than a lion, bro?
Translates to 1 bite for every 70 Americans, far higher than any other animal on this list so far. But it should come as no surprise because so many of us come into close contact with dogs every day. Unlike lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, dogs have become part of our everyday lives. But an even more disturbing statistic is that 20% of these dog bites are so serious that victims often require immediate medical attention afterward. The next time you feel the need to pet a random dog on a leash, no matter how cute, remember that a full third of all dog bites potentially become infected.
I'm not
So
scared
it
of
might
no
be
dog,
smarter
bro.
to simply admire that furry pooch from afar than to risk a deadly encounter with a bacteria infection. And sadly enough, if you venture out into the less developed countries, it's not uncommon to find wild dogs scrounging and begging humans for a meal. These dogs can carry a wide array of diseases, including rabies, and the hungrier they are, the more desperate they
I ain't
become.
gonna lie, this one is kind of intimidating, bro. Not kind of, but this one is intimidating. But, bro, if I seen a lion right next to this, bro, I'm running faster for the lion than a dog, bro. Come on.
The more aggressive they will act. It is a quite sad and unfortunate fact of life. Number 5. Bears. The United States is home to 3 species of bear: black, grizzly, and polar bears. Of these three, the black bear is the least dangerous. Black bears aren't aggressive if you keep your distance and stand your ground. If you happen upon one, the best strategy is to try to scare it off. Yelling loud and waving your arms can make the bear think you're bigger than you are and a real threat. If the bear does charge you, don't attempt to escape into a tree. Black bears are savvy climbers and have no problem knocking you to the ground. Hikers and campers should be especially wary of the two most infamous and terrifying types of bears, the grizzly and the polar bear. If you are ever unlucky enough to encounter one of these two fearsome beasts off the beaten path, you should probably consider praying to your preferred deity of choice. Whatever you do, running is the worst option. Both species will see you as prey if you try to hoof it to safety. When it comes to grizzlies, you should first stand your ground and then slowly back away. If the grizzly begins to charge, hit the dirt, curl into a ball, and play dead. Be sure to cover your head with your hands and arms for protection, and if you believe in any higher power, start praying. Polar bears, on the other hand, are a different beast entirely. If you bump into—
Bro, already if you encounter a bear, you're doing something wrong in life, bro. Because you shouldn't even be in the same habitat as a bear, bro. You need to stay in that city, stay in that home, bro, and mind your business, bro. Stop trying to go out and explore, and then you run into these big exotic animals, and you act all confused as to why you see it, bro. You're literally in where they live, bro. Leave these dudes alone.
Polar bear, you're likely in for a fight. Playing dead doesn't work with these massive one-ton killers. Polar bears are out and about looking for food no matter their size, shape, or form, and a meandering human makes for a tasty snack. Number 4. Hippopotamus. There are places in the African continent that just aren't fit for humans. If the heat and lack of food and water don't kill you, then surely the wildlife—
Oh, I was right. But it's not #1 spot. But bro, I know that hippopotamus kill like I think the most amount of people in a year. I forgot what year it was, but these things
lions,
are dangerous,
tigers,
bro.
snakes, sure, but you can't forget about the hippo. In fact, the hippopotamus is the biggest killer of humans out of all the larger African animals. How the hell is that even possible? Especially when the hippo is a herbivore. Well, they may not want to eat you, but these dangerous animals are incredibly protective, territorial, and aggressive, which is why they kill about 3,000 people a year. These overlooked predators may be cute at first glance with their sweet faces, robust bodies, and stubby little legs, but they can run almost 20 miles an hour, all while weighing over 3,000 pounds. It's like being chased by a small car, and it's one foot race you just can't win. The males defend their territories, which are typically riverbanks and lakes, and if a female senses anyone or anything coming between her and her young, then it's all over for you. The third largest animal on the continent, behind the elephant and rhino,
Bro, the female is putting in more work than the dude, bro. Are you serious? That's how you know these things are dangerous. Because imagine what the dude could do if he really started to lock in, bro.
Hippo's bite is just as bad, if not worse, than its bark. Their enormous mouths are on average 2 feet wide, and they can open their mouths in a flat line from top to bottom at a 150-degree angle. Then there are the teeth. An adult will typically have 36 teeth, all of which grow continuously for life and can be over a foot long, ensnaring their prey by piercing the flesh all before delivering a bite with about 1,800 pounds of force per square inch, allowing them to crush bones and skulls as if they were tissue paper. Number 3. Nile crocodile. Unless your name is Steve Irwin, stay as far away from the Nile crocodile as you can. These animals are as close to modern-day prehistoric beasts as you can get, and there's a reason why they've been able to stick around for as long as they have. When you're at the top of the food chain,
Bro,
no one's gonna—
I ain't gonna lie, that thing got so much aura though. Like, look at it, like, just the colorway, bro. The brown and the green eyes, bro. That shit tough, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
With you. They're typically found in the tropical regions of Africa, Asia, Australia, and the Americas.
And the scales
Crocodiles
on it?
live in lakes, rivers, and wetlands, and even some saltwater areas. But the Nile species is one of the largest, weighing about 1,600 pounds, and kills more people on the Asian and African continents than any other of its kind. Many croc-related deaths go unreported, unrecorded, and unwitnessed, but it's estimated that these four-legged fiends will kill about 1,000 people a year. It's an incredibly unfortunate statistic, but when a Nile crocodile has its prey in their sights, there's not much that can be done at that point. Known for their ambush hunting technique, the crocodiles are indiscriminate hunters and attack any animal that comes within reach, and as we've seen, that includes humans. Their attack usually takes the form of launching from the water and clamping its victim in its powerful jaws, dragging them back into the water to drown them before stashing them under submerged branches or rocks to eat later.
Bro, these
It's
things are
incredibly
killers for
brutal.
real,
Attacks
bro.
on humans usually happen when people are washing close to riverbanks and lake shores, and when fishermen are getting in and out of their boats. Around 40% of crocodile attacks on humans are fatal, with children more at risk than adults due to their size. The risk of crocodile attacks has been shown to increase in the warmer seasons when the crocodiles have more energy. And because of the way their bodies are shaped, crocodiles have evolved to use a technique known as the death roll, where they grab a hold of their prey and roll to dismember them, making for an easier meal to consume. Number 2. Great white shark. It's about time
Bro,
the
but they
king of
have
the
not
ocean
really been putting in no work in the past couple years, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I have not heard about these since like 2015, bro. Let's be real. They not as popular as they used to be, bro.
showed up here. And no, I'm not talking about Poseidon. I'm talking about the great white shark. Probably the most notorious fish in the sea, the great white shark is the last thing you want to see staring at you. With an enormous jaw that it unhinges at will to open even wider, and those big black and beady eyes, it's the stuff of nightmares. On average, a great white shark can grow to be 20 feet long and weigh well over 4,000 pounds, which is bigger than a lot of boats that they come across closer to shore. It's without a doubt the ocean's most
Like,
feared
bro,
predator.
they haven't been doing nothing since Jaws, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
And like so many other sharks, the great white has a tough time telling the difference between a human and any other creature, so they're more than happy to take a bite out of you to figure out just what you are. And being bitten by a great white shark is not easy to overcome. Even the smallest of great white bites can take a limb or result in death from blood loss. It's bad news all around. These sharks also have the biggest jaws of any carnivorous shark found worldwide, meaning no one is truly safe from their grasp. And did I mention they can swim at speeds up to 35 miles an hour? Trying to outswim one of these dead-eyed creatures is like trying to outrun a car. There's a good reason why there's an entire movie franchise dedicated to the great white shark. Number 1. Mosquitoes.
Man, get out of here, bro. Come on, dude. Like, bro, when we're outside, bro, yes, we get bit by mosquitoes, bro. But they're not doing nothing worse than a lion, worse than a hippo, worse than a great white shark, worse than a snake, a mamba snake. Like, bro, I'm not scared of these things,
have garnered a whole lot of buzz over the years, earning them the title of the most dangerous animal in the world.
They're not the most dangerous,
so small be so deadly? They don't have teeth or claws to tear flesh from bone, a pack mentality strong enough to bring down larger prey, or the ability to camouflage into the brush as they stalk their prey for hours before finally striking. But what they do have is the ability to transmit deadly diseases. In fact, mosquitoes kill more humans year after year than any other member of the animal kingdom. Governments around the world and international organizations
Bro, a mosquito has not killed 3,000 people in 1 year, though, bro.
Spend billions of dollars each year to fight off this tiny flying insect. Certain species of mosquitoes can carry pathogens like Zika and yellow fever, elephantitis, and the West Nile virus. But the worst thing they can spread is malaria, an infectious disease that's killed more people in history than any other. The World Health Organization puts the number of people infected by the disease around the world at about 700 million people, and some statistics would suggest that one person dies from malaria every 30 seconds. If you live somewhere with a humid climate, then you know all too well how hard it is to avoid mosquitoes and their bites. It can feel impossible in the summer months, and it's not uncommon for many cities to spray certain areas and remind citizens to remove all standing water from their property. The last thing the world needs is more mosquitoes, but it can be difficult to eradicate them all because there are about 110 trillion of them in the world. That's about 16,000 mosquitoes per human. I'll see you next time.
16,000? Let me know what y'all thought was going to be the most dangerous animal, bro. Maybe I need to start putting some more respect on mosquitoes because I didn't think they was putting in no work, bro. But I guess they are. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I'm out of here.